Welcome back to Channel 1, it's your boys, Naya, and we are back and better than ever for another video, and we gotta talk about something that's been weighing on my brain for weeks, for months. It's something that's just been scratching at the back of my brain for some reason. I don't know why, but every now and then, as I sit through work or I'm on my break, I try to think of concepts of videos that I want to talk about, like, or good discussion points. The last video was about AI. I thought that was fascinating, and a bunch of other things. Sometimes it's just what's going on in the world. So it's a nice little blend of news and also just what is unfortunately going through my mind. And I do think it's hilarious that in the year 2026, the thing that is constantly on my mind, other than just the world being complete disarray, is bowls. Restaurant bowl concepts are pissing me off because they're everywhere and you can't avoid them. And people, I would say people that go to these bowl concepts on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, you're in a cult. I don't think you like food, and I think you should stop it. I don't like you. I have a problem with you in particular. If you're eating a bowl right now, a little slop bowl from Chipotle, turn this video off. Because me and you are enemies for life, and I'm going to find where you live. And where I find where you live, I'm going to burn down that Chipotle.
Because tonight, live in front of the world, you get to say goodbye to Swerve's house.
Oh my God.
Just kidding, because that is a crime. But you know, it's also a crime, these bowls, okay? But here's the thing. I was walking through New York City, which obviously an amazing city for some people. It's got so much culture and history and restaurants and cafes, you would think, because I was walking around Bryant Park. I had some time. I just got off of work, so, you know, maybe just walk, enjoy the city. And, you know, I don't have to work the next day in the morning. So, you know what? Go out and explore a little bit. Walk around. So I'm walking around Bryant Park, and there's this little strip across from Bryant Park, which has a bunch of restaurants, and it has Chipotle, and it has a Sweetgreen, and it has a Kava, and it has a Naya, and it has a Dookie Express, and it has a Panda Express, like all these things and in between, but it's all the same restaurant. You can twist it as much as you want. You could say, this is a Mediterranean bowl concept, or this is a Mexican bowl concept, and this is just an everything bowl concept, because we're different, and we have everything. So it's this weird thing, right, where, and I get the idea around a bowl concept, right? I'm sure it's affordable to run. I'm sure it makes great business because obviously people are going to it on a daily basis. I'm sure it's great for macros. I'm sure it's great for people maybe that don't like to cook, and that's the closest thing that they can get to having, I guess, that home cooking experience, right? Instead of going to McDonald's. So I understand the healthier alternative reaction to this. It all makes sense from that angle. Sure, I'll give that to you. But those are for the people that I feel don't enjoy food, because those restaurants have no soul. There's no history behind it. And there's people that just like swear by Chipotle. You know what I feel? The first time I had Chipotle, I thought it doesn't really taste like much, because here was my bowl. It was a rice bowl, right? Or maybe it was even a burrito, right? But it had rice, it had beans, it had chicken, it had lettuce, it had pico de gallo, it had a little bit of shredded cheese, because I don't like cheese sauces really on anything. I don't understand the fascination with that. I also, at the time, you know, even right now, I'm not a big fan of sour cream in general. I'm more of a Greek yogurt guy when it comes to the same kind of idea when it comes to throwing that into things, right?
Could I please get the sour cream? More sour cream. Just more sour cream.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the cop.
We can't serve you.
The police are already on the way.
The police is coming because of my sour cream burrito.
But I had that bowl, and the whole time I felt embarrassed.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
One, because I could have made this at home. I know how to make rice, beans, and chicken. And you could say it about any restaurant, right? But this sense of just embarrassment that I had while eating that bowl, because I was just internally thinking, I could have done this so much better, and it would have tasted so much better. Now I would have put the time, the effort, and energy into it. So, you know, it's the fine balance of buying things out of, you know, save time and energy, or buy things for flavor. And this was a save time and energy thing, because your boy needed a lunch. But either way, I had it, and it just tasted kind of like a bowl of nothingness. It was just slop.
Oh, Slop! Oh my God, they Slop! Oh no!
Slop pop!
It was just meat, grains, and maybe people, once again, that aren't into food like that enjoy that. And good for you. I don't like you. Because I feel like food is it's an art. And I get it. Food and art, it's a weird balance in between. But to me, you can tell so much history within food. And I love food shows. And I love learning about food and how food changes throughout time and how culture is spread through food. And food is like the idea of food is everyone can go around and eat together. And I think it's so awesome. But to me, a concept bowl place, are you eating bowls with friends? Or are you eating pizza with friends? Are you eating bowls with friends? Or is everyone getting around for a nice takeout meal of Chinese food? Or you're going to hibachi? Or you're going to a Korean barbecue restaurant? It's different. It hits different. Now, the bowl thing is annoying to me because, once again, they're everywhere. They're unavoidable. I feel everywhere you go in New York City and probably every major city across the United States, and maybe I don't want to speak for the rest of the world because that is not a smart idea. But you kind of get the point. I've been to Toronto. I've been to Seattle. I've been to Miami. I've been to New York City. Those are the major cities I've been in, at least in modern times, right? So from those cities, I always see the same select few restaurants. Now, they all have the same idea, once again, of being a bowl. And I just don't get it. And once again, I understand the benefits of it, but it really just, it annoys me because I feel like now that is the concept for everything. Whatever we want, we're going to put it in a bag and we're just going to throw stuff in it. That food trucks, you bring a bag of chips and there's this guy that's gone viral and has got a bunch of videos and everything like that, and kudos to him making that bread, making that money. And I think it's great that this is his own business and not a chain that is brainwashing our people. But I think it's great, or it's annoying to me because it's the same thing as everything else. You bring the bag of chips. He's like, what do you want? Steak? You want cheese sauce? You want cheese? You want lettuce? You want pico? It's always the same set of things. Now, once again, all these restaurants, all these bowl concepts have different ideas of what you can put in said bowl. And it will be Mediterranean style. It will be Mexican style. It will be American style. But you get the point, right? And then no matter what restaurant you end up going to, for me at least, because I've been to these places, unfortunately, because I have fallen victim of thinking, oh, I need something healthy today. So I'm part of the problem, and I acknowledge that. But I don't go anymore because my wallet cannot do that these days, okay? We live in 2026. The best I can buy is a Snickers, okay?
Like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard. Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so. Anyway.
I like the idea of sitting down and trying something that I've never had before. I like the idea of a chef making something and he's saying, this is what I made for you. This is what it's going to be. This is what it is, and you're going to enjoy it because I am so confident within myself that this food, this restaurant is going to be amazing and you're going to love it. I just like having something on a menu and picking it. To me, I don't need the pick your own experience. Now, Subway, I think, is probably the OG when it comes to bowl concepts. Now, I get it. It's not a bowl, but the idea of customizing everything to your exact liking. Now, maybe there was other restaurants and obviously delis beforehand, but I'm thinking franchises, right? Where the idea of a Subway sandwich is you make your own sandwich. You can make a tuna. You can make a meatball. You can make an Italian. You can make a breaded chicken parmesan sandwich. The options are endless at Subway. And so are the options at Sweetgreen, Kava, and all these other places. Because you can make a burrito. You can make a bowl. You can make a salad. You can make just a protein snack on the side. And that, I guess I'll give them kudos for being the OGs in this. But there's a reason I think eventually people went away from Subway is because of Jared. But I think maybe over time with these restaurants, I think standards sometimes go down because they have to cut costs in certain corners and everything like that. So we've already seen certain restaurants like Chipotle or Subway deal with contamination issues of their ingredients, such as like the lettuce. But that's a supermarket thing worldwide. So the point being this is, please, when it comes to restaurants, enough of the bowl concepts. Because here is the biggest trick in the world. Because people will say, the good thing about these bowl restaurants is that they're affordable. They're cheap. they're an alternative to your typical fast food. It's still fast, but it's healthy. And maybe some of that is true. But one thing that is not true is the idea that these places are more affordable than your local places, or your local restaurants, or your local anything, right? Is that I went to, what is it? It wasn't Naya. It was Kava. I went to Kava for the first time. See, what I also don't like is the branding of. They all sound the same. Kava, Naya, Chipotle. They all just kind of mesh together once again and make a slop of names, just like their bowls. But I went to Kava, and I was excited because people were saying this is a great alternative to Chipotle. If you don't like Chipotle, you'll love Kava type of deal. So I went there, ordered my little bowl. The people there, not nice at all, which doesn't matter as long as the food tastes good. So I ordered my bowl, and I think I got like a typical rice bowl. So I had my rice in there. I had the mixed greens. I had my chicken in there. I had a hummus in there. And then they tried to upcharge me on a pita bread, and I was like, do I gotta pay more for the pita bread? And of course, it's like an extra 75 cents, whatever it was, right? So I didn't get the pita bread. So sue me, okay? But so I got that, and then your boy be thirsty, so I got a drink. And then I'm looking at the final cost and thinking, this is a poor decision. Because I know instantly I'm going to regret buying it from the first place, because I'm going to feel internally I probably could have made this at home. Nonetheless, I still bought it. But the shocking thing to me was, after getting a normal bowl, it was almost $20. And it was, I want to say, like $20 because I bought a drink. So the idea that this is saving you money in some weird calculated way, I think is a lie. And I think we're being misled, because there are better alternatives for saving money, but also, I guess, having healthier alternatives as well. And I don't think it's at these bowl concepts. At the end of the day, pretty much what I'm saying is that you could probably just cook at home and save everything in between. You can get the energy and soul of a good cooked meal, but you can also have the affordability of a supermarket. But you will lose time. You will lose the energy in between. Was this a silly concept for a video in general? Yes. Did I get that off my chest? So hopefully it will stop scratching in my brain. Yes. So that kind of concludes my thoughts on bowls. Please make them stop, because once again, not a fan of them. I think we need to move on from bowl era in restaurants. And it's almost, and I get restaurants typically operate in trends, just like how everyone started having matcha on their menu, and now ube is everywhere, and some people are calling it oob, which is iconic. But it's just, once again, it's this weird thing in society where once something works, everyone does it. So I'm curious to know how long the concept of, and obviously Chipotle didn't make the idea of putting things into a bowl. That's not new. I'm just talking about franchises popping up everywhere and being the same exact thing, but like slightly changed. You just copied off somebody else's test, and maybe you got one question wrong on purpose. So you're like, I didn't copy off them. I got 7 wrong. They got 7 right. That's how you think in school, okay? Back when I think cheating was still a thing. I don't know what people do in school these days, because I imagine it's just ChatGPT. Either way, that's the video. So this is probably awful. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and stop getting bowls.
Show me your best LeBron.
Oh, LeBron silencer.